All right, coming in at number 10, we've made it to the top 10. We're heading to Brantford, Ontario, and Bulldog star forward Jake O'Brien.
Yep, Jake O'Brien. This guy is an elite playmaker with great vision, and he's one of those guys, Ross, a rare case where, they jump into the CHL scene, particularly the OHL scene, which in my mind is probably the most talented of the three CHL leagues. His rookie year, first off, won Rookie of the Year. Decent. Well done, Jake. 61 games, 13 goals, 51 assists, 64 points. He was over a point per game guy in his rookie year. And now you may think, okay, well, when you set the bar that high, you're probably not going to have a huge jump the next season, or you're going to have a sophomore slump. Nuh-uh. Jake O'Brien followed that up with, in 66 games with the Bulldogs again this year, 32 goals, so an improvement from 13 goals to 32, 66 assists, so an assist per game, and 98 points, and he finished a point per game guy in the playoffs, going 11 points in 11 games. This kid is impressive, and he knows how to rack up the points. That's something that cannot be denied when you're talking about Jake O'Brien.
No, and I don't think for many players we've put their points in the sidebar on our backgrounds for these, but 117 assists in 127 games as a 16 and 17-year-old. That's ridiculous. He just turned 18 2 days ago. He, as a 16-year-old, almost had an assist per game in his rookie year in the OHL. This guy is a player that I'm going to have well within my top 10. I just see too much offensive magic from him that I think he's going to be the guy at the next level. A facilitator, almost, and call me crazy, they don't play the same way, but in terms of their vision and ability to find guys, I was seeing a bit of Jason Spezza in it. I think that he was just finding different ways to manipulate the angle on his stick and throwing it in. He's obviously going to have to bulk up, but he is 6'2", only 177 pounds, 7th on Corey Pronman's rankings, 9th for Bob McKenzie and for Scott Wheeler. Elite Prospects has him at 10, McKean's at 11th, and Craig Button 11th. Our friend Sebastian High has Jake O'Brien down a little bit further at 14th overall. Now, Jake O'Brien, obviously, when you have OHL stats like he did, you're going to have, a high upside in that level. Well, he was the 8th overall pick in the OHL draft in 2023, and he was drafted by his uncle, Matt Turek. You know that name? Yeah. Matt Turek's sister is Jake O'Brien's mom, and Matt Turek happens to work for the Ottawa Senators now, and the team that Jake O'Brien was drafted to at the time was owned by Michael Andlauer. So there is Senators connections here. Again, they're not in the range to get him. It would take a wild trade to get into a situation to get Jake O'Brien, but certainly they know this player well.
Yeah, and Ross, they don't need to trade up to get Jake O'Brien. I like your Spezza comparable, but I would also throw a shades of Tim Stützle in there as well. And it's mostly a good thing. Jason Spezza, Tim Stützle, elite, amazing players. But my God, do they make you want to pull your hair out sometimes when they're forcing a pass. Like, I'm not saying I didn't see highlights of this, but like on breakaways, doing drop passes, clear chance in the slot with the goalie out of position, and they're passing it right back over to the slot to the guy that passed them. Like, just way too much passing. And now I mentioned that he increased his goals from 13 to 32. That's a huge boost. Math guy, what's that, 19 more goals? So that's impressive that he was able to do that. But still, I'm worried that he's going to get to the pros and he's going to force too many passes. They're going to get intercepted. Teams are going to get a read on him. Check the game notes, bud. They're going to know that he's going to pass up prime shooting opportunities, and it's going to allow teams to shut down his options, and he's going to have to find a way to shoot more. I like his shot, but I don't think he has as good a shot as Tim Stützle and Spezza did. Those guys had good shots, but just love passing it. So that would be my major qualm with Jake O'Brien, but EP says his playmaking is second to none and that he may be in a tier of his own when it comes to creativity, but he's got to be more selfish at times. And that's where you look at Jake O'Brien and you got to decide if you think he can figure that out. And Wheeler compliments his skating, but wants to see him get more involved physically. So like you said, he might need to bulk up in the weight room a little bit. Maybe he's going to be a player, maybe not next year, but the year after that would consider going to college to get a little bit more time in the gym. But I'm not trying to downplay his abilities. I'm just saying there's a bit of not a red flag. I'll call it a yellow or an orange flag. Just something to keep your eye out there with the excessive passing.
Yeah, Elite Prospects does say he's the second best vision in this draft class. So if you're going to pass the puck a lot, you want to have good vision.
Yep.
And he's the fifth best offensive forward in this draft class. But in the minutes tracked by Mitchell Brown, Elite Prospects, his shots per 60 are so far in the negatives compared to the average. And everything else just about is in the positive. So kind of funny with that. His primary assists per 60 minutes are outrageous. Didn't you say that almost all of his assists are primary?
Yeah, I don't have that in my notes for this one, but I think for the mock draft, when we talked about him, I saw a stat that said 60 of his 66 assists were primary assists. It was in EP's right up for him. I don't see it here, but I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I think we're wrong.
Oh, so that was a different guy?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe was that Braden Coots?
14 primary assists, 5-on-5 in 66 games.
Okay, so that was a different player.
Maybe it was Michael Misa. Who knows? Well, you know what? It wasn't Jake O'Brien. So there you go. How many Sens stars for Jake O'Brien?
I got him at 4 Sens stars, Ross. This is not the type of player the Ottawa Senators need. He will not be in their range unless Matt Turek holds everybody hostage and bangs on the table with both hands and feet. I don't think they're going to do what it takes to get into a position to draft him. But again, I don't want to make it seem like I'm too down on this guy. If you put him on a line with a shoot first sniper, oh my God, those two could
Boston at 7 with Pasta.
Yeah, that's...
Now he's going to have to earn a way to play with Pasta, but you could see the vision.
Yep, that's a great point, Ross. And 7 would not be that much of a reach, in my opinion, for Jake O'Brien. So I like that.
No, now the Boston Bruin type would probably say Brady Martin. We haven't dove into him at this point, maybe tomorrow. But that's going to be one of the storylines going to the draft. Which OHL centerman goes first? Do you want the more skilled, creative Jake O'Brien, or the more meat and potatoes Brady Martin? I'm so curious to see who goes first between those two. I think it'll be Martin, but I think that Jake O'Brien could be as impactful, just in different ways in the NHL.
Yes, very different ways. It seems like the Utah Mammoth are pushing all their chips in, and they think they've got enough young, small, skilled guys that they need a Sam Bennett type guy in Brady Martin. And I'm going to say it's likely they select Brady Martin at 4th. And if they don't, Philly at 6 is probably going to take him. So I don't think he makes it to Boston. And Ross, you talk about this Boston Bruins type. The Bruins are moving away from their Boston Bruins, the big bad Bruins style of play. And maybe they're going to draft a little bit differently as well.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Jake O'Brien, though, with an average rank of 10.14, comes in at number 10 on our Locked On Senators NHL draft rankings that you can find free and available on YouTube.